What's up, everybody? Blake the Scholar of Magic here. Welcome to a fantastic video. I believe this card just changes like everything from my Snapdax deck. It's just, I can't really comprehend like how cool this will be in like a multiplayer format. Having this particular card and building around this in the 99 seems just like such a fun and powerful thing to do. We are playing Mardu, red, white, and black, and I believe this is a very aggressive playstyle. The things that we make are very strong. We have very efficient removal. We can kind of clear the board and really get in there. Having a double striker in the command zone is really nice, and the fact that this can make any of our creatures have double strike by mutating onto them that are non-humans is just like the cat's meow. The things that you're going to love to, for instance, mutate on our Death Touchers, and we'll kind of get into that. So let me get this. I have some nice piles here. So the Mardu Siege Breaker is a 4-costed card, red, white, black, and 1 generic. Creature, human warrior, Death Touch haste. When this creature enters, exile up to 1 other target creature you control until this creature leaves the battlefield. So what that means is that we'll have a card sitting on the battlefield that's already there. Mardu Siege Breaker will enter, and then we'll go ahead and exile it until this particular card leaves the battlefield, which is interesting. Now, whenever this attacks, because it does have Death Touch and Haste, whenever this creature attacks for each opponent, create a tap token that's a copy of the exile card attacking that opponent. At the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice those tokens. I really feel like getting like repeatable value out of the Nazgul seems so awesome. Having like extra Nazguls on the battlefield already, and then for instance getting more going seems really interesting, and just seems like a really fun style just to like really get some really strong Nazguls. We can imagine if we're playing in a multiplayer format, having 3 Nazguls into the battlefield at once is when you kind of get into that very interesting thing where they're all seeing each other and they're all like buffing each other at once. So that's kind of an interesting kind of, kind of setup where they just grow, and I believe they get like up to 9 power pretty quickly. If you have like, for instance, like 3 enter the battlefield, they're all having the ring temps, and they're stacking those 1/1s for each instance of ring tempting. That's kind of an interesting portion, isn't it? So we'll have to see how that moves exactly. But I do believe, they, for each instance, they do put a 1/1 counter on each wraith you control. So yeah, that can be really interesting with them entering all at once. So I don't think I've ever had 3 Nazguls enter the battlefield at once, but in EDH, that's something that we could do. In other terms, I do have like the 1-drops over here. They're not really organized in any particular manner. However, I have organized everything from there on. These are the cards that Snapdax really loves. He loves putting himself onto creatures that have counters, or that they have like some sort of ability that has like gives them like passive power. So like a Shivan Devastator, if this is a 2/2 and Snapdax can roll over it, we'll put the Snapdax on top, then the Snapdax becomes a 5/7 flyer because they get all the modes in the text box. So that's a good stuff. 5/7 flying in the air is very good. Good finisher. Additionally, like a Nighthawk Scavenger, this is just great for Snapdax in general because mutating on a Death Toucher will do that lethal damage for that 4 damage upon a successful mutate with Snapdax. So that's some nice stuff too. And additionally, Snapdax will just like have that passive ability. It will just add up to that as 3 power base already. So Snapdax could be like a 7, 11, or like a 7/5 for instance, pretty easily with double strike, lifelink, and Death Touch. That's pretty good. And then we have all these Avoras and Enties that just put counters on themselves and just generally synthesize with the black colors very well. You have a nice removal suite over here. We do also have a nice Chthonian Nightmare that kind of got over there, and we'll put that in the reanimate area. These are just the Nazgul ring temp synergy here for our colors. That was fantastic. Here's our mutators, and here's like our reanimator targets / package for the graveyard. So all these are working here, and here's just like generic value. So we will be rocking the Ancient Dragons and all 3 of the colors. Again, having a double striker on this, and they do connect, will just increase our value out of them. We'll get 2 instances of the triggers, so Snapdax is a great target for these. Without further ado, let's play like a match or 2 and kind of get busy on this very sweet Brawl deck. I haven't tried this one yet, but I just know it's going to be fine because it just seems really strong. It just seems really, really strong. Just the amount of pressure, you know. And also, to find the Siege Breaker, we also have Gamble. So, you know, I don't doubt that, yeah, Mythweaver Puck seems very appropriate for this deck to start off with. Just because I just think this deck is strong. You know, this is, you know, we're not going to be able to surveil. A surveil would be sweet here with Reanimate. You're just like kind of rolling the dice there. It's not the worst. He's kind of interesting, isn't he? Can always put this Ancient Gold Dragon in our bin. Maybe get lucky. But Pak is, you know, another world of its own. Yeah, the Utopia Sprawl, that's got to be like probably like the top tier stuff, you know. Top tier. This could end me. But you know, you never know. Ancient Gold Dragon, it's quite the card. Okay, Bonin, okay. So I go like into you know, Reanimate, and we're gonna be so good. Oh, you'll love to see it, guys. You mother. Get out of here, Pak. Oh, you guys love that. We love to see it. You just love to see it. The pressure. They can't deal with it. They can't even mess with it. Pak. Dude, Mythweaver Pak, let me explain to you what that card does. You know, that card sit on the battlefield, you play a fetch land, and it will make an additional fetch land then on that turn, and then when it goes to the opponent's turn, you can crack that fetch land, have another land come on the battlefield, and that land will copy itself. And then you get into like the what's his name, oh my god, Primeval Titan, and then who knows what happens after that. It's not very fun though. They hated the Ancient Dragon. They just said no. They said no. Let's try this again. I don't really know. I think I want the land though. Okay. Toxic D can take care of some stuff. If they play another Mana Dort, that'd be pretty cool. Bobble? Mox. Mox is interesting, isn't it? Black. We can bolt this thing. Kind of a waste though, isn't it? Little stick here, a little stifling. Okay. Choose an element, then reveal the top 4 cards. Put all cards of the chosen name. The graveyard looking pretty decent for our homeboy here, isn't it? Oh, it's an opponent's graveyard. Okay, it's not looking the best yet. But it will look better with Snapdax. If they crack their bobble, that would be more power. definitely be growing. It'd be pretty strong with a Cloud Piercer. Wow, they just went right into it?
Like the phases of the moon, I think you will find my notes helpful.
Huh? Oh, they knew because of the... That's a very cool interaction. It is cool. They knew because of the bauble. That's nice. So what was the benefit of that? Let's go here. Let's put this on top. Can't do anything about a Swords to Plowshares, right? Over. 5 mana gets us to Snappy. So I thought the power would be higher. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. It's okay. I thought this would be stronger.
You could use some manners.
I have to like screenshot this one because I was just kind of curious about it. Because it's a 5/4 base already. And I put it over, I'm pretty sure.
Let me aid your research.
Oh, it does. It still does retain it does retain the Nighthawk Scavenger's ability. So probably better card for multiplayer, I assume. Yeah, so like that ability actually like trumps the base power of the creature. That's interesting. Can't mutate it. Damn. Guess we gotta do this.
My research has been compromised.
We're kind of sitting in ducks with the 7 mana available in these colors. Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff ensues for sure. Also, they kind of take a turn off there. Nothing really here for me, huh? Mana Tithe, save me. Mana Tithe, save me, please. If this creature mutates, return dark creature card with mana value 3 or less. We don't have any of that except this, so. Still can't mutate it. I hate the mutate cards. They're interesting, you know. They are interesting, that's for sure. Ripples of Undeath might just save this deck. Might give it like a little bit of life. Be like probably the only card I could really think of right now. You know, just to help these homies out a little bit. Surely like a witness protection or something. Something that interacts with my guys, right? Fog. Awesome card. Oh, they're just like looping with the fog. Cool, opponent. Cool. Coolness. Yep. Let's do one more with ripples in the deck. Kind of give us a little bit more of a graveyard. Definitely want our Necropanther to work out. It should help us in general. It's always tough to make the cuts because I've always kind of like, I've already kind of like, you know, gotten into the cuts already. So that's always a difficult portion of this. I don't know if I'm running enough legendaries for the 1s and 2s, but it goes to the Nazgul, so I guess Malx barely slides in. Okay, we're a little bit aggro. Okay, let's try again. You know what? I don't know if I was too impressed with that scavenger, actually. He was alright. There we go. Let's add Boromir back in for the ring and the sim protection. Well, so we're doing pretty well. The channel is still growing. I think I got 2 subscribers over the weekend. So thank you so much if you're new to the channel. Thanks for joining me. Consider sharing with your friends. I always give out giveaways every 100 subscribers. This time it's a Great Henge and Sensei's Divining Top. And you could ask Vaughn. I do send the cards. It's true. True story. And yeah, I think we're going to get there pretty soon. So it's just lovely stuff. I love the Surveil lands. They're just fantastic. Skrelvy. This thing's pretty annoying to play against the Grist. You don't want to kill it, that's for sure. You don't want it to go to the graveyard. Ragavan. It's pretty amazing, right? I wonder like how many Toxic Deluges they play in their deck. Could have dashed it too. It's pretty hot. It's a pretty hot turn too, I'm not gonna lie. That's not bad. Rusty. It's a great card. Little blood token there. Nice. I think we start mutating. It's a pretty nice little mutator right here. Set us up for a nice next turn as well. Only one black source here. Yeah, this kind of makes sense. Yeah, they just trade. I could buy it back. Not playing the shrine probably earlier might have bit me a little bit. I could have probably done the call. I could have draw. Return Skrell to the hand. That Fauna Shaman is definitely spooky. It has to go. There's no doubt about it. That's a lot of double striking damage, you know, and it's trample. Get the blood tokens with Abora. It's good stuff. Untapped land is pretty good. I can go Call the Ring Nazgul. Ooh, a Titan. That's a pretty good reanimator target. What's that? Little Death Toucher, huh? Man, they'd have to put everything in front of it, huh? Yeah, I like the Nazgul. Discard a card. But we can do a little mutation next turn with the Nazgul, so that's pretty cool. It's a little buff there with a little synergizer there. The Nazgul loot. What a deck. What a deck. You never seen anything like it. You ain't never seen anything like it before. Wow, Necropanther kind of goes hard with this Nazgul, huh? Yeah, that's a problem. You probably kill my my enchantment, right, with that? Yeah, it's good stuff. That's a cool little value there, the Ostium Lancer. Doing some more things. Shaman. Shaman. Kind of makes sense just to mutate on my Necropanther, because then I can kind of clear the board a little bit. And we're going to have a lot of good times. We're going to have some really good times, guys. So this leaves me all the colors I need for this mutate. It should be good. There's the ripples. Opponent, you gonna let me resurrect my Nazgul here, or not? Not like this. Not like this, George. Well, I would have liked to drop the Siege Breaker, but you can see how just that card just changed everything. Like, it made me come back to this very powerful playstyle. My deck was looking very nice. It's very dragon-centered, and my deck still is very dragon-centered, but this is just so good. It just feels really nice. Look at this. Look at all this value on the board, you know? Vora is just a hell of a card. Uncommon from Jumpstart. And we're getting salty roped, you know? Kind of incredible stuff. To be honest, it's probably safer in actuality to just mutate onto the... Say what now? Yeah. To mutate onto the Nazgul, if they did have some sort of removal, just because you still have this double striker. You know, you'd miss this, you know, you'd miss that action, but it's not that big of a deal, you know. Victory. Well, I hope you all have a great work week. This is it. This is the Siege Breaker. This is the freaking deck, guys. Probably my best deck so far. Yeah, it's just insane amount of pressures. This has been a joy. Thank you, Snapdax. Thanks everybody for joining. Consider liking the video and watching. I appreciate y'all. Comment. Let me know what you're doing.